There are a lot of false information about executive assistants or virtual assistants or just anyone who is working online or virtually. And today I am here not to judge you because I was once there. 2 years ago, I was just a salesperson and I was expected to meet some expectations in numbers, in giving out loans to business people. And I had the same false information about people who are working as virtual assistants or executive assistants. Hello there, my name is Esther Olango and I create videos around work-life balance, motherhood, fatherhood, adulthood, and everything else in between. In today's video, I just want to shed light on certain things that are not right and people are still mentioning them online in conversations, name it. And I have a different view on some of the things that are being said, and I just want to mention a few in today's video. If you are a returning subscriber, you are welcome, and if you are new, please consider subscribing. In this space, we are going to talk about anything and everything, and if at all you have a topic that you'd want us to talk about in our next video, please just put it on the comment section and I'm gonna have a look at it and we are going to have a discussion about it. So let's dive into today's conversation. I used to think that for you to be an executive assistant or a virtual assistant, or if you're just someone who works for you have a client who is a foreigner, you have to have a particular accent. That's not true. Do I have an accent? So it's not true. It's not true. I have worked with 2 clients so far from the United States. Of course, one was Kenyan. This other one is not Kenyan. He is from the US. And you don't need an accent for you to be an executive assistant or a virtual assistant, okay? I am from Homa Bay County, from the Lake region, and I am far from that. I don't have that, that accent. My God, I'll even bite my tongue if I try. What you need to do is just to be clear and articulate. Just ensure that you are able to communicate. Are you able to pass out information? Are you able to receive information? Are you able to do what you have been told? That is all that matters. And communication is not about accent. Are we together up to that point? The second thing is, I used to think that you really have to be perfect. I know that foreign clients are always very, very sensitive when it comes to making mistakes and all that. But working as an executive assistant for 2 years now has taught me that I am just a human being like them, okay? And you don't have to be perfect in everything that you do. You just have to deliver on what you have been told and stand by, get corrections, and learn throughout the process, okay? So perfection isn't the goal here. The goal here is to be confident. There's a time I was being trained on something, and our trainer used to tell us that you need 75% confidence and 25% work, so just show up with your confidence. I tell you, no one will know that you do not know anything. I don't know what I said, but I say it anyway. And also have a teachable spirit. So these are the things that will make you thrive as an executive assistant or someone who is working, doing these online jobs. So just make progress, learn each and every day. You don't have to be perfect. You are a human being. You are not a robot or an AI, okay? Yeah. So thirdly is, I used to think that now you need to know everything. You need to know everything. So if it's inbox, you need to be very, you know how to go about things, you know how to go about different tools, you know how to handle different situations. So you just know how to do everything, because you're like a second eye to your client. Oh my god, you will have anxiety every day if you want to put yourself in that position. So what I have come to learn, what sets you apart, is being on your feet, and this comes with what information you are exposing yourself to. You don't have to know everything. You just have to get the right resources, be in the right spaces, get the right information on certain things, and be quick to handling situations as they come. Be clear in your communication. You don't have to know everything. I feel like most of the times on my job, I have always encountered a lot of things that are very new to me, very new. And just telling someone that, I think I'll just need a moment to take this in and understand what it really, or what you really need, so that I can tailor it to your exact needs. That way, when you're given that 1 hour, 2 hours, go watch a video, do whatever you can do, so that when you are back, you have an idea of what you are required to do. And that's all you need. You don't have to know everything. You just have to know where to get what resources to use at what times, and what responses to give also. All right. I think this is gonna be my final point. And I used to think that being an executive assistant, you're like a personal, you're like a personal assistant to somebody, and so you can't say no. And I'm gonna do a different video on this one, because I used to be that. I used to be this person who will just, I used to be a yes person, Can I, this is just an example. So a lot of people reach out to meet these executives. If you're an EA or a VA, and you are mostly tasked with protecting the time of your executive or of your client. So I used to be a yes person. Someone wants to meet my executive. I'm just like, yes, I think, yeah, I can fix this. I can find 15 minutes. I can do that. You do not have to be a yes person. Sometimes your client just wants you to also think and know what is not a priority to him, and work independently to decide what to do. So you can say no. Yes, you can say no to requests. You can say no to what your time does not allow, probably because you're working on something else, and its deadline is coming up. So you just have to know when to say yes and when to say no. And when you say no, doesn't mean that your job is going, because that is what I used to think. So yeah, being someone who is working from home, online, a VA, an EA, you are just a human being. In fact, my definition to an executive assistant, and I'm going to talk about executive assistants because I am one. An executive assistant is a human being, okay, with confidence, and who chooses to show up every day without self-doubt. Okay, right, sometimes you can show up with self-doubt, but you still show up anyway. You are still confident anyway. You are there, you just want to learn, you want to show up as an executive assistant. That is just that is my definition of who an executive assistant is. You're not like a robot or an an AI. You are just a human being who is willing to put in the work and to be confident even amidst the changing times and a lot of things that come with being an EA. Thank you so much for your time. Until next time, let's engage on the comment section. If this is a video that you like, please give it a thumbs up. Let's engage. Tell me what you think. What did you used to think, or what do you still think about EAs? What is stopping you from going for that job? Okay, until next time, bye bye.